We're visiting with Larry Garrett. His book is Healing the Enemy. This hypnotherapist from Chicago, amazingly, was called to Iraq to attend to the pain management of Uday Hussein?
No, not the pain management, the ability to walk better, because as I had said, his medical staff felt that the reason he couldn't walk well, he had a hesitation. Whenever he would attempt to touch the ground with his left foot would hesitate before it would touch the ground, and he was unable to put pressure on it. So his medical staff felt it was a conversion reaction from the accident and the trauma. So they had me hypnotize him to reduce that hesitation.
Was he a good subject?
He was a great subject, excellent subject.
Have to want to be hypnotized. Some people are more willing to participate than others.
I'm sure if he flew me from Chicago all the way to Baghdad, he was motivated.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
So then what did you tell him? Okay, you relax, you can put pressure on that leg, and it'll work.
No, it wasn't quite that easy. We needed to find out why he wasn't putting pressure on the left leg. We needed to teach him some hypnosis techniques. It took me about 3 days to get him to be hypnotized well, as he was resistant at first. He didn't understand hypnosis.
Okay, so were you successful in that?
I was. I was very successful.
You flew home?
I was there almost 10 days, and then I flew home, and that was in April. And
well, then you went back in September.
Then I was called back. I was called back again in August, and I was asked if I'd come back again. And so I went back a second time, and the reason they had me come back a second time because we were successful the first time.
So what were you working on the second time?
The second time we were working on something similar. His left leg now was able to touch the ground easy. He was able to walk without a crutch, without a cane. But now he was a very athletic person, so he wanted to run. And he had a special contraption made for him for running because he couldn't run without this.
But now you know a little bit more about who Uday
now I know
Hussein
who's there,
is.
right?
But your attitude is more professional than political. And this is before 9/11. So you figure if they want to pay the freight, I'm going to go do the service.
Second time I went there was September 9th.
So then what happens? So then what was your reaction to 9/11? When did you find out about 9/11?
Well, according to Iraqi time, it'd be about 6 p.m. that it occurred, and I was visiting with some people I'd made acquaintances with in the hotel, Al Rashid Hotel, and I was sitting around talking with them, and so one of them in Arabic starts screaming and pointing at the television, and I see the towers falling, but everything's in Arabic, so I really don't understand Arabic, and I don't know what's going on, and I'm thinking it's some kind of sci-fi flick, and I'm just sitting there talking, no big deal, and everybody's yelling and screaming, look at that, that's in your country, and I'm still not understanding what's going on here, what's all this excitement. And then, of course, after I was all settled down, I was able to find out what had happened in New York.
So then you got out of Dodge?
No, I couldn't leave. All the planes were canceled. I had to stay, and I stayed in Iraq till September 18th.
Was that a long 7 days?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long 7 days because the phones didn't work. Phones didn't work well then anyway. I mean, everything was antiquated. And in Baghdad in 2001, everything was like 1980. Furnishings, television had 3 channels on it. Telephones didn't work half the time. There were no cell phones in Baghdad at that time. So I wasn't able to call home.
So in retrospect, what was he like?
Well, that's a good question for me to answer because people might not like this answer, but to me, he was respectful. We had many conversations. I spent about 60 hours talking with him. The reason I called it Hypnotic Nights in Baghdad is I must always hypnotize him at night. He'd usually call me around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, have me go over to his house, and then we'd sit around talking after the hypnosis for 3-4 hours. So over
the course of the interviews, did he ever tell you about some of the terrible things he did?
No, we never talked about it. We did talk about some of the things that the Iraqi soldiers did that they have done, but he never spoke about himself in a negative way. He never spoke about himself in hardly any way other than the fact that he told me his knowledge. He was a pretty intelligent man. But
did you ever fear for your life?
After I found out at first, I had a little bit of trepidation, but I don't have many fears, John. I walk around in life thinking that in some ways I'm pretty protected, but no, I never feared my life. I just felt I was going there because I was being called for a reason.
So you are the hypnotherapist for Saddam Hussein's son.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, what conclusions do you draw? What's the moral of your story?
Not to judge. Not to judge. Yeah, live the moment, love unconditionally, and don't judge.
I won't challenge you for that because I asked the question. But it would seem to me like if you could judge anybody, you could judge him. He was a bad guy.
You're right. But we sit here and speak, and as I speak with you, you seem like a nice person as I talk to you, and I really don't know what you do at night when you go home.
So our experience has been positive. I may be a bad guy.
You might be a bad guy.
Your experience with him was positive, even though he was a horrible guy.
I've been doing hypnosis for many, many years, and I've learned not to judge who I meet, because who I meet is the person that I'm talking to.
Sure, but that can also mean, can't it, that not to judge people, but also then, oh, this is going to sound so cynical,
okay, good.
well, you don't have to assume the best. That is, we
No.
all may have a dark side, and who knows what evil lurks.
You're right. And if I viewed him as a murderer and a torturous person, I would have probably been fearful talking to him. But I need to maintain this professionalism, so I have to say I'm talking to a man here.
Larry Garrett's book is Healing the Enemy, Hypnotic Nights in Baghdad. Just a minute left with Healing the Enemy's author Larry Garrett, the Chicago area hypnotherapist who was Uday Hussein's personal hypnotherapist. A lot of people can't say that.
No.
So congratulations. So you got that going for you. People say, you said what?
I don't think many of them could, no.
And despite all of that, people will call in, and they're interested in that, and they're also interested in things like this. I'm going to take one call because folks will always wonder things like this when a hypnotist is in town or in the studio. Tim, you're on WGN. Hi.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey.
My question very quickly is this. About a year and a half ago, I was going through kind of an emotional time in my life, and I have a new job and this and that and everything, and I lost my wedding ring. I misplaced it.
If you could remember where you...
I cannot remember where I placed it last.
Can you help people remember things like that?
Can that be done?
Yeah, I sure can, Tim. It's called hypnotic age regression, and what happens is you hypnotize a person, you stop the process of consciously thinking now so that the person thinks as though they did a year and a half ago. So you can almost trace back the minutes, minute by minute by minute,
I never
where
thought
you
of
were.
that.
Yeah.
So you told me off there you don't do much of that, but
No.
hypnotists do, and if you get a qualified one, they can take you back
sure,
to that moment and
sure.
you'll remember.
And I'd be glad to refer them to somebody who's qualified, yes.
Tim, hold the line a minute. Larry, it's nice to meet you. Good luck to you, and good luck to me, huh?
Thank you, John. Good luck to you is right. I'm honored to be here.
You can get his book at healingtheenemy.com.
That's right.
It's 2:58. This is WGN.